YouTube, what is going on? The Views of LB back again with another video, and today we have the all-new BMW M4 Competition behind me. I know every video I say that there's going to be more videos coming, but yeah, now there actually is going to be, because there's some new cars that have landed on the fleet, a new car for myself. If you have been following me on my Instagram, you keen-eyed viewers would have seen what that is, but yeah, that will be coming in another video. But yeah, I'm back. Thanks for waiting for me. And also I'd like to say a big thank you for transferring from my old channel, Lewis B, to the Views of LB. There's a video on my old channel explaining why I've changed, so if you're new around here, maybe go check that out. And you'll notice I had the BMW M1 35i, but as I said, that is now gone. But nevertheless, enough of me waffling. Let's have a look at this 2021 BMW M4. Firstly, I want to take you on a quick walk around of this car and talk to you about the spec. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of all the technical side of things. I just want to show you what the car is, what's it about, and what it's actually like. It's like a real life review in a sense, but you guys seem to love it, so that's what's going to happen. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm not even going to touch on this right here. I like it. You'll get used to it, trust me. If you don't get used to it, then this isn't the car for you. But I'm not going to talk about it, as I said. Well, I am going to talk about is that number plate though. That is absolute cash, that plate is. I mean, OMG on there. It really suits the car well. So it's finished in a black sapphire paint. This is actually a free option from BMW. Not sure how well the camera is picking it up. I actually just dropped the camera now.
Someone that you know and they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just...
Upgraded alloys. When I say upgraded, I mean they cost £300 to get this. There's a few different designs on there, but this is probably the one I would go for. It's like got a silver edging on the outside, and like a satin grey black finish on there. We've got M4 accents all around the side. You'll see peak in the orange interior also. Yeah, we'll get onto the interior anyway. Side profile, really good looking car. We've had this car for a few hours now, and it is getting a lot of looks. I don't know if that's because it's new, and personally I've not even seen one on the road before, or it genuinely is a nice car. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. You prefer this one or the previous shape. You've got a rear spoiler here at the back, which sets off the side profile pretty nicely. Sorry about the beeping. It's got the comfort access, so every time I actually walk to the car, it unlocks. Every time I walk away from it, it locks. So ignore the beeping, and also try and ignore the wind as well. But there's a new camera on the way, because we're getting some nice cars coming in, and also the quality does need to raise for you guys. I think you guys deserve it. So rear bumper, you've got loads of flicks, and the rear diffuser carries on all around the side. It's gloss black, it's not carbon fibre. I believe you can get carbon fibre if you spec something called the Ultimate Pack, which this one hasn't got. But the tailpipes are pretty big, and hats off to BMW, they are real. They're not really that much enhanced over the actual exhaust. You've just got these black tips, and I think it just looks really well. The back of the car is where it really comes alive for me. It's probably my favourite feature, and it's very sort of let's say, distinctive compared to the normal M4, or no, not normal M4, sorry, the normal 4 Series or the 440i. You can definitely tell the difference. Wheel arches as well, comes out quite wide, not as wide as like an RS6 or something, but this isn't really comparable. I mean, even though these are touching, well, this spec's just under 80 grand, and you can spec them up to like 90 grand, something like that. And you are, of course, sort of stepping into RS6, RS7 territory, but this is obviously a lot more nimble and lighter car. You've got the new wing mirrors here as well. I actually prefer the old ones, but these ones look a bit more professional, I'd say. But yeah, they're still aggressive anyway. You've still got this traditional sort of M fin there. But yeah, I prefer the old ones, but yeah, each their own. Again, let me know in the comments down below. Massive brake calipers here. These are not the optional carbon ceramics, which you do get in the Ultimate Pack, but they are huge nevertheless. And from what I have seen and experienced, they are more than enough. And you can actually, in the settings, adjust how powerful the brakes are, which is probably the first time I've seen that personally on a road car. I don't know if there is any other cars out there at the moment doing that. But yeah, that's kind of the technology side of it, but we will get inside and talk about that as much as I can. It is a 3 litre, I believe it's a straight 6, or maybe a flat 6, with 510 brake horsepower. I mean, this thing is absolutely rapid. This is the rear wheel drive variant, so all the power is going to the rear, none to the front. They are actually releasing the X-Drive variant as well, which will be quicker off the line, but I don't think it will be as dynamic and as fun as this one. I think this is the one to go for, but hopefully we'll be able to get our hands on the X-Drive one when it does come out. But yeah, I know you guys can see that orange interior creeping. Let's jump inside. Is it going to be the optional £6,000 carbon seats, or is it going to be the comfort seats? But yeah, let's jump inside and have a look. Before we actually jump in the car, let's listen and see how the thing sounds. Rather than me just sit in a standstill car, we're going to get in the car with my colleague Reggie from Supply Drive, and yeah, let's actually get his opinion on it and we'll talk through the interior then. Before we do set off and involve Reggie, let's actually take a look at the interior quickly. So it is not the carbon seats, it is more of a comfort spec. The carbon seats will set you back around £6,000, so it's up to you. I'll let you guys make a decision on that, but personally I think the comfort seats are enough. See, you've got this nice orange finish here. You can get sort of grey and blue finishes as well, but you've got the Alcantara, and then you've got sort of like the brushed chrome finish there as well. Got the virtual dashboard also, not too functional, but it does the job. Maybe not as good as sort of an Audi or something like that. And then also on the steering wheel you've got carbon fibre with the red M1 and M2 buttons on the other side. Then also on the back of the seats you've got the M4 logo, which lights up same as the old one when you do open the doors. And yeah, they are comfy. They don't have sort of the gap in the side as you would in the carbon bucket seats or from the old ones, but yeah, they definitely do the job, hug you in enough. And the carbon seats are probably only really just a personal preference. I mean, I don't think any are as good as another one, but anyway, this is the spec we have here. And yeah, let's go on a drive and let's see how Reggie finds the car. So I'd like to introduce you guys to Reggie.
How we doing, guys?
My business partner at Supply Drive. I'll actually leave the details in the description for Supply Drive, but as you know, if you've watched previous videos, we do car sourcing. So all of your car needs, message us, we will go out, do the dirty work, haggle for the deal for you, get you the right car, give you the advice, and we will make sure we beat any price that you've been offered, and get you the right finance package to tailor yourselves. But yeah, more in the description, and I'll pop the Instagram somewhere in the screen with the power of the internet. But yeah, BMW M4 Competition. Describe it in one word.
What a car.
What a car, that's like 3 words.
3 words, yeah.
What would you,
1 word, phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to spell that one. But yeah, it's nice. But I know you're actually at the moment maybe looking at getting the previous M4.
Yeah.
Because it's just banging value for money. I mean, this one's £80,000.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth the 80,000?
Nah.
What would you say it's worth? Like, when would you consider buying this? What price?
If once it hits below 60 mark, it's definitely going to be competitive.
The car to go for.
100%.
Yeah, because as I said, 510 brake horsepower.
And the previous model, when you can get them for like 40, 45, I can't see the 35 grand difference between that version and this version. I know the interior is a lot nicer in this, but still 35 grand's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And from being in a passenger seat, I mean, from what I can feel, the car feels a lot more electronic. I've not told them what car I've got yet, so don't get into that yet. But it feels a lot more electronic and kind of seems like it's helping you out a bit more. I mean, we haven't really driven with the traction off because obviously this car's been kindly lent to us, so I don't think we're gonna take the mickey and do that. But from what I can feel, it's just a very good daily.
Yeah, definitely is. Definitely good daily.
I mean, it's big enough to fit everything in that you need.
Yeah.
Great space in the back.
Elbow space as well.
Elbow space, yeah. It's just, yeah, I'm a good distance from Reggie, and this interior is just very luxury. They've really upped their game over sort of like previous models and whatnot. But obviously the M4 has been all about the driving experience, and that's what people buy these cars for.
Yeah.
But what about driving position? How are you finding that? Because obviously you've got an A35 at the moment.
A35 is comfortable as well. This has got more like protection for a driver, I would say.
Needs it.
Especially for my back, definitely, man. And like the width of the legs as well, just literally sinks you right into the seat. But when we did have a bit of a drive earlier, you do feel like glued into it. Do you know what I mean? You don't feel like you're moving left and right, as I did do with my A35 sometimes.
Of course, and obviously with the A35 being 4MATIC, the 135i that I had X-Drive as well, you can kind of relax a little bit, especially when you're sort of, even in the sportier modes, you don't feel like the car wants to kill you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very easy to drive. I feel like, for instance, you could just tell your mum get in it and go to the shops and not worry.
Then you're driving experience.
Yeah, but with this, you feel like you need to tell them, be careful, kind of thing. But that's the whole kind of point of the M cars, and that's why people go for M cars, because it's more of an engaging driving experience, I'd say. And yeah, it's more of an occasion when you get in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you on the price. I mean, 80,000 is a bit steep, but maybe when they do come down in price, I mean, there is quite a few in the market at the moment, so they should do. But I've heard mixed opinions about them. And what do you think of the grille, actually? I said I wouldn't touch on it, but
do you know what? It grew on me. You know, originally when I saw the release pictures, I actually didn't like it. I thought, oh, the old one looks a lot nicer. But once I seen it in real life, I think it looks good, man. Like, they've done a good job with it.
Yeah, they did do a good job. I mean,
it's
especially
quite brave from BMW to do it.
Yeah, definitely, but especially in this black colour.
100%, yeah.
It really kind of hides it, and it just looks menacing. As I was mentioning as well, the amount of looks this car's getting up. I don't know if it's because of how it looks or because no one's seen one before.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But yeah, that's exactly what I said on the grille as well. I mean, what mode are we in at the moment? Is it comfort?
We're currently in comfort. So everything right now, so when you go click down right now to set up, you'll see it through here. And then on that screen there, engine, chassis, steering, the brakes, everything's all on comfort right now.
Yeah, and you can also actually change the traction control. So rather than have it on or sort of half on and then off, you can actually go through, I think there's about 10 settings there that you can actually choose from, which is good.
As well as the gears as well.
As well as the gears as well, yeah, so you can change the sensitivity of the gears like the previous one as well. And also another thing to highlight there, which in there, sorry about that, I had a phone call there. You've got the brakes here, where you can change how sort of vicious they are. So you can either go for the comfort or the sport. No Sport Plus on that one. You've actually only got Sport Plus for the engine and the chassis, but steering and braking only on Sport. And obviously you can change them quickly by using the M and the M2 buttons on there as well.
So I'm thinking this car M1 is puts everything to Sport.
Yeah, everything to Sport Plus.
Yeah. And then M2 is the one that puts it back into, if it does do it. What's going on here?
Yeah, well, you can set up to anyway, to put it to comfort. But yeah, the orange interior I'm a big fan of as well.
Yeah,
I must say,
on me.
it complements the car.
It goes well with the black outside.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's really any other colour that would complement the orange. Maybe white you may get away with, that's quite a punchy spec.
I think the orange is better than the red.
Yeah,
you can
I'd say it's a bit. I think you can. It'll be a bit different because obviously red seats, was it red and cream and white interior? It's quite common, but obviously they've got that blue and yellow, which is quite punchy, and then also you've got like a grey, which is pretty good. That looks good with the black.
Yeah.
But you've got everything you need in here. Harman Kardon speakers. I think the only options this has is a comfort package, which I mentioned earlier. It gives you like the keyless access. I noticed it's got quite a sophisticated parking system as well.
People looking at Yeah.
more people looking at the car as well. But yeah, you get that a lot in this car. And yeah, it's a rear-wheel drive variant. I mean, how safe do you feel in it? Really?
Do you know what? So I'm used to driving four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And obviously getting into this car, it's not like a fear element, but you feel like, oh, I might lose control because I'm used to driving in a particular way.
Yeah.
But do you know what? It's not that bad.
It's controllable, isn't it?
It's very controllable, man. Like we drove it in Sport Plus earlier, and literally it doesn't move, like the traction. And you have to kind of force it to do it, which you wouldn't do anyway.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, you still got the adrenaline there, but as I said, it feels like the electronic systems are helping you.
Definitely.
So you don't have to be Ken Block, if you don't know who Ken Block is, like a Gymkhana driver, or the Stig or Lewis Hamilton, to be able to control the car. I mean, once you're used to it, you can kind of get to grips with it well, let's say. And how you finding the steering? I mean, obviously we're at comfort at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, in comfort, I would say it's still a bit stiff.
Yeah.
It does feel hard on the steering, and it does, as you do go up on the levels, it does get a bit more harder as well.
Yeah.
But once again, something that you can get used to, like, easily.
Yeah, I mean, we're just on the A roads now.
Yeah,
anyway,
just cruising.
It's comfortable.
And it is very comfortable.
Yeah, the suspension's really good. Obviously, it's got adaptive dampers and whatnot. And obviously, when you put it in M mode, it completely changes.
Yeah.
And what about the sound? I mean, I know obviously a lot of it's synthetic, but it sounds better than I thought.
Yeah,
only because I had low expectations. What about
same.
you?
Yeah, same. I agree on that as well.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, when you're in comfort, there's nothing there. You're moving everything. But when you're back on Sport Plus, it does sound good. However, I would still change the exhaust.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think it's enough for an M car, personally.
Yeah, but obviously with all regulations and OPF filters, manufacturers obviously have to
But
stick
for
by
what it's got at the moment, it's still impressive.
Yeah, 100%.
Compared to other cars,
100%. Yeah, I definitely have one. I mean, that's what it comes down to. As I said, I'd have one if it was around maybe the 60k mark and had the money to do it. I think that's a fair price to pay for it. But 80k is just a bit too steep. You're stepping into used 18 plate R8 performances and stuff like that. I mean, could you have this as a do everything car? Like if you had one car,
you can do. Good boot space.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like there's enough like space in the back seats as well to fit passengers.
I mean, what else would you consider? I mean, 80 grand do everything car. I said, look, you're looking at kind of like a used RS7 really. Like you're touching that.
You touch that. You're not too far from M5 as well.
M5 as well.
That's like a different kind of breed.
Yeah, I think M8 comps are a bit more. They're like 95, 100,000. But yeah, and then obviously you've got cars like the RS5 as well.
I would still choose over an RS5.
Choose over an RS5, yeah, and over a C63.
Yeah, I would do, yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think that's the kind of opinion I've got really. I think the RS5 is too underpowered, really, compared to this. But yeah, you're turning off here. But yeah, that's where the power's good, and you know you're an M4. Like you just need to do a quick turn off or change lane, and it's there. Obviously keeping in speed limits, of course. Of course. As I said, if this car wasn't lent to us, we'd probably show you, and we owned it, we'd probably show you a bit more of the performance and whatnot. But I just want to give you guys an overall kind of, well, me and Reggie want to give you an overall kind of feel. If anyone's looking to buy the car or interested in the car, you're saving up for it, and want to know opinions from guys who literally, I won't say we live and breathe cars, but it's what we do every day.
Yeah.
And we know what we need to know about them. But yeah, if you are actually looking to get into an M4, make sure you give us a message, either on Instagram, email, give us a call, check our website out, WhatsApp, we're easy, have a conversation with us. Even if you're not necessarily looking to buy, you just want to ask us some more questions, you can give us a message, me or Reggie, just give us a message on the Instagram. But yeah, I think that's been it. Yeah. Would you summarize? How would you summarize it?
I honestly, like, it's convinced me to look into buying one. Definitely. Not this model, the one before.
Yeah.
It's only because of obviously the money purpose.
Yeah.
But it's just really fun to drive, man. Like, it's really fun to drive.
Yeah. Big move from BMW, obviously with the grille and whatnot. But yeah, they've definitely nailed it with how the car drives.
Yeah. Like even some people, they've done. You've seen like what Motec's done to theirs.
Yeah, well, they've got the 440, so what they've done is they've got spacers and...
But that little kit difference that they've done around it just still makes the car look a bit more meaner as well.
And a company called R44 Performance, they've got M3 in the grey silver colour. So they've lowered it, put spacers on it, got an exhaust and a carbon kit, and that just looks perfect. Like, he's just done everything that I think the car needs, and it still looks kind of OEM, so...
Caution, objects on the road ahead.
Oh, danger on the sat nav. But yeah, anyway... that's been Views of LB, and we've got Reggie as well. I'll leave his Instagram on the screen and the link below down to that. Obviously, give us a follow, give us a message, and also check out Supply Drive, as I said, for all of your car sourcing needs. I promise you, we will bring some value to your purchase.
And that's not a half promise as well.
Yeah, not a half promise. Let us know what you want. We will do the best we can. We use all our main dealers.
Yeah.
We'll get you the best deal on the right car, because that's what's important. People just think, yep, lowest monthlies, but you need the right finance package, and you need
the right spec as well.
And the right spec. Just because people always ask us how we change our cars so much. Once you're in the right cars, you've got the right finance package, it's a lot easier to come out, and you're not buried in negative equity and whatnot. So yeah, we'll help you with all of that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and enjoy whatever it is you was doing before you clicked on this video.